If you can understand these 15 audios, your listening skills are amazing. You can understand everything what I say. You can understand what your English teacher says. But when it comes to fast English speech, it's really difficult to understand, right? Today, I'm going to test you. This is going to be a gap fill exercise, so grab a pen and a paper. You're gonna hear 15 audio clips from American, British, and Irish bloggers and famous people. The level of difficulty will rise step by step. Each clip will be slightly harder than the previous one. You can pause the video if you need more time to think. I'm going to play each clip twice to give you a chance to fill in the gaps. Then I will show the answer and point out any interesting pronunciation features, grammar points, and explain any challenging vocabulary. So you won't just practice your listening skills in this video, but also your pronunciation, grammar, and vocabulary knowledge. Okay, are you ready for the clip number 1? Here's the sentence. You need to try to fill each gap with one word. Are you ready? Let's listen.
I grew up in a big family. There were 7 of us, so my mom was pretty much always in the kitchen.
Listen again.
I grew up in a big family. There were 7 of us, so my mom was pretty much always in the kitchen.
Okay, here are the answers. Beth Monell said grew up, family, and 7 with a stress to emphasize the key words. This helps us to hear the important information. 7 of us. She says 7 of us. 7 of us using linking sounds. The words connect smoothly. Of. The F sound becomes soft, almost like of. She said pretty much with a clear American accent. The T sounds like a soft D, flap T, not pretty, but pretty. Pretty. Next clip, let's listen to Ken Mike talking to a CIA officer and answering a question. What are you afraid of?
What are you afraid of? I hate small spaces. I hate cats because I'm definitely allergic to them.
One more time.
What are you afraid of? I hate small spaces. I hate cats because I'm definitely allergic to them.
That was a lot harder. Let's see the answers. We say hate, but in fast, casual speech, native speakers often say hate without the clear T at the end. They cut off the T. The second word is allergic. Did you hear it right? Allergic means having a bad reaction to something like food or animals. And here we have the vowel like in bird or word. Roll your lips and say allergic, allergic. We also have a lot of reductions here. Mike pronounced to them like to em, to em. Notice how he used the shortened form of because, cause. Now it's time to move on to the clip number 3. This is a clip from a TED Talk where Judy Herring is speaking about her summer vacation. Try to fill each gap with 1 or 2 words.
When you're a little kid, you're supposed to go on summer vacation. When everybody comes back to school, you're supposed to tell about what you did on vacation.
Listen once again.
When you're a little kid, you're supposed to go on summer vacation. When everybody comes back to school, you're supposed to tell about what you did on vacation.
Okay, here are the answers. A little kid. The double T in little becomes a flap T, sounding like a soft D. Little, little. In the word kid, she didn't clearly pronounce the D. She said kid, kid. She said supposed to, supposed to. To is pronounced with a short sound to. The D in supposed is usually silent in fast casual speech. When D and T appear together between words, D is usually silent. For example, hand towel. We don't say hand towel. We say hand towel. We have silent D and soft T. Hand towel. Let's move on to clip number 4. This one is taken from a video made by Culp, a famous American filmmaker. Let's listen.
Here in the United States, where I live, we have Thanksgiving every year in November, which is a time to stop and think about what you're grateful for.
Let's listen once again.
Here in the United States, where I live, we have Thanksgiving every year in November, which is a time to stop and think about what you're grateful for.
Here are the answers. Was it easy for you? Notice how he said herein. Herein. Two words are linked together. Brett used connected speech. Instead of which is a time, he said which is a time. All the words are connected. Did you notice he said stop and think, stop and think, stop and think, and sounds like N. Grateful. What does it mean to be grateful? It means to feel thankful for something. For example, I'm grateful to all of you for watching my videos, subscribing, and clicking the like button. Thank you. Now it's time to listen to the clip number 5. This is our last beginner audio. Are you ready?
Because you know what? In January, all I want to be doing is sipping hot chocolate, sitting by the fire, and just chilling out.
One more time.
Because you know what? In January, all I want to be doing is sipping hot chocolate, sitting by the fire, and just chilling out.
Are you ready to see the answers? Here they are. Wannabe is a reduced form of want to be. Want to be, wanna be. This informal contraction is incredibly common in spoken English. For example, instead of I want to be a teacher, we say I wanna be a teacher. Sipping. To sip means drinking slowly in a relaxed way. Chilling out means relaxing. He didn't pronounce the ng sound at the end of the words, like sitting, sipping, and chilling out. He said that really fast, and ing sounds like in, chilling out. Now let's move on to the intermediate section. We're going to hear from wonderful Caroline McHugh. She's from Glasgow, and she has a beautiful Scottish accent. Here's the gapped sentence. Try to catch the missing words. There is 1 or 2 missing words from each space. Ready?
I used to love sitting watching my mum putting her makeup on, you know, with my chin in my hands.
Okay, that was more challenging. Let's listen to it again.
I used to love sitting watching my mum putting her makeup on, you know, with my chin in my hands.
Okay, here are the answers. In Scottish pronunciation, the ing ending in putting and sitting is not clearly pronounced as ing. She said in, and the T sound is usually sharp, not soft. In hands, the A sound may be more like ah, and the D is not fully pronounced, and it sounds like Hans. Okay, clip number 7. Let's listen to another speaker, Simon Whistler, who is talking about the French Empire.
Its influence made French one of the most widely spoken languages in the world for a time and brought French architecture, culture, and cuisine to the 4 corners of the globe.
Let's listen once again.
Its influence made French one of the most widely spoken languages in the world for a time and brought French architecture, culture, and cuisine to the 4 corners of the globe.
Here are the answers. Pay attention how he pronounced the word four, corners, and culture. British native speakers do not pronounce the R sound at the end, like for, corner, culture, cuisine. The stress is on the second syllable, cuisine. Cuisine means a style of cooking or food from a particular country or region. For example, Italian cuisine includes pasta and pizza. Let's move on to the next clip. Clip number 8. Listen to it first and then try to fill in the missing words.
And it was really amazing to sit and even just watch Steve at his first city council hearing. He hit the ground running and he developed a number of rental assistance programs.
One more time.
And it was really amazing to sit and even just watch Steve at his first city council hearing. He hit the ground running and he developed a number of rental assistance programs.
Let's look at the answers. And even. Mary said, and even. And even. In fast natural speech, and may be reduced to n or just n. Counsel hearing. In this sentence, the L at the end of counsel smoothly connects to hearing. Counsel hearing sounds like counseling. Counseling. We usually pronounce the H sound, but it may be dropped in some regional accents. Hit the ground running is an idiom which means to start something with great energy from the beginning. She said hit with a glottal stop, not hit the ground, but hit the ground, hit the ground. Let's listen to clip number 9. We have an interview with Stephen Brill.
In 2009, they throw in the towel and they say, all right, we need to give people coverage.
One more time.
In 2009, they throw in the towel and they say, all right, we need to give people coverage.
Did you catch the words missing here? Here they are. Throw in the towel means to give up or quit when something is too difficult. Throw in. The W in throw and the I in blend together, making it sound like throw in or thrown. Notice how he pronounced all right. Fast speech sounds like all right. All right. Coverage means insurance protection. For example, health insurance coverage. In the word coverage, the E in the middle is often weakened to a schwa sound, making it sound like coverage, coverage. Let's listen to clip number 10. We have Brett Culp telling a story about a warrior named Jonathan.
His armor bearer would have been like his assistant in battle who helped him carry all of his gear around as he went into battle.
Once again.
His armor bearer would have been like his assistant in battle who helped him carry all of his gear around as he went into battle.
Okay, are you ready for the answers? Here we go. Armor bearer is a person who carried weapons for a night. Battle sounds like battle. He uses a flap T, which is more common in North American English. Would have been is a contracted form of would have been, and in fast casual speech it sounds like would have been. Would have been. Gear means equipment or things you need for a task. For example, a soldier's gear includes armor, weapons, and tools. Notice how Brett said gear around. We have the linking R sound here, because gear ends in an R and around starts with a vowel. They're pronounced together without a break. Gear around. Went into the battle. He said went in the battle. He said that really quickly. Now let's move on to the advanced section. In clip 11, we'll listen to a discussion about harness, a famous sculpture which was displayed at the Tower of London. Let's go.
And then when I met harness for the first time, I'm afraid I couldn't put it down. I was allowed to hold it and that was it, I was off.
This one is much more difficult, right? Listen once again.
And then when I met harness for the first time, I'm afraid I couldn't put it down. I was allowed to hold it and that was it, I was off.
Okay, here are the answers. The speaker has a beautiful West Yorkshire accent. The first time sounds like first time. The second T is not pronounced. Some speakers may fully pronounce both T's, but it's not used in fast speech. The final T in couldn't is often dropped or replaced by a glottal stop. It sounds more like cone or couldn't. Put it sounds like puit. She uses a phrasal verb put it down, which means to stop holding or using something. For example, the book was so good I couldn't put it down. She said that was it. Was it sounds like was it. Again, the T at the end is replaced with a glottal stop. That was it. This informal phrase means something was final or decided. For example, I saw the cake and that was it. I had to eat it. In this context, I was off means I got really into it. I became deeply interested and couldn't stop. For example, when I started playing the new game, I was off. I played for hours. Did you get this sentence right? Here, the speaker means that once they held harness, they got really into it and couldn't stop engaging with it. In clip 12, we'll listen to an interview with amazing Adele. She's responding to a question. How did you feel at the start of this new chapter? Let's do it.
I've felt like it's all kicking off and stuff like that. At first I was like exhausted and overwhelmed. I was a bit teary all the time. I don't know if I want to do it, but it was too late. So I just have to sort of get comfortable with it and ride it.
It was a bit longer. Let's listen one more time.
I've felt like it's all kicking off and stuff like that. At first I was like exhausted and overwhelmed. I was a bit teary all the time. I don't know if I want to do it, but it was too late. So I just have to sort of get comfortable with it and ride it.
Okay, did you get everything she said? It's really difficult to understand the Cockney accent. Okay, here are the answers. Notice how she pronounced vowel sounds like I and A. She did that really fast. She barely pronounced the T sound at the end of many words. For example, was it, do it, write it. It's replaced with a glottal stop. Sort of sounds like sorta. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. She didn't say a bit teary. Here we have two T's. The second T is dropped. She said a bit teary, really fast and smoothly. What does it mean to be teary? Teary means feeling like you're about to cry or actually having tears in your eyes. Write it in this context means accept it or handle it as it comes. It comes from the idea of riding a wave or riding a roller coaster. Once it starts, you can't stop it. So your best option is to hang on, stay steady, and trust you'll get through it. Let's move on to the next clip. We'll listen to Henry Flynn, a British numismatist who discusses a specially designed prop banknote. Are you ready? Let's listen.
You barely see them on screen. They appear for such a split second. You would never see all these little extra details, these little extra Easter eggs for you to enjoy.
Once again.
You barely see them on screen. They appear for such a split second. You would never see all these little extra details, these little extra Easter eggs for you to enjoy.
Okay, here are the answers. First, let's take a look at some vocabulary. Split second. It's a very, very short moment in time. Easter eggs in this context mean hidden or secret features or messages placed in movies, games, or artwork. Once again, the speaker is speaking very fast. He uses connected speech and linking sounds. You can sounds like you can. See them sounds like sim. Such as they pronounced like such a. Easter eggs sounds like Easter eggs. Was it difficult for you? Please tell me in the comments. Now let's listen to the audio 14.
But if the oak trees keep acorn production low most years, the squirrel population will also stay low. And then, during so-called mast years, those few squirrels can stuff themselves silly without putting a dent in the acorn supply.
Listen once again.
But if the oak trees keep acorn production low most years, the squirrel population will also stay low. And then, during so-called mast years, those few squirrels can stuff themselves silly without putting a dent in the acorn supply.
Okay, here are the answers. This word is pronounced squirrel in American English, while in British English it's more like squirrel with a softer R. Let's discuss the important vocabulary from this audio. Acorn, a small nut that falls from oak trees. It's food for animals like squirrels. Mast years, special years when oak trees produce a lot of acorns or other nuts or fruits. It doesn't happen every year, only sometimes, and it surprises animals and people. Stuff themselves means to eat a lot of food very quickly, usually until you're super full, like a squirrel eating non-stop when there is a feast of acorns. Acorn supply, the total amount of acorns available. Think of it like the storage or stock of acorns that squirrels or other animals can eat. Without putting a dent. Without putting a dent means without making a difference or reducing the amount. In this sentence, it means even if the squirrels eat a lot, there is still plenty of acorns left. They didn't eat enough to reduce the total amount. Okay, time for our final clip. Audio 15. Let's listen to the clip and fill in the gaps.
In some respects, the same kind of thing that a juror is asked to do.
Let's listen once again.
In some respects, the same kind of thing that a juror is asked to do.
Okay, here are the answers. Have you heard the word juror before? It's a person who is part of a jury, a group of people who listen to a court case and decide if someone is guilty or not. Let's pronounce together, juror. In some respects, what does it mean? It means in some ways, from certain points of view. Did you notice she said kind of thing very quickly? It was hard to distinguish. Kind of became kinda thing. What's interesting is how Cynthia pronounced that a juror. She said that a juror. That a becomes quick and soft. That a juror. Okay, that's it for today's listening challenge. I'd really like to know which audios you found the most difficult, the most challenging, and which you found the easiest. Please tell me in the comments. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. I know it was really hard, but you did great. Let me know in the comments how many audios you got correct. If you got correct more than 10 audios, your English is really cool. Thank you so much for watching. See you in my next lesson.